Hey folks, Rich here, South Florida Beekeeping with Rich. Now, I know I always say that there's only a very limited number of reasons to feed bees in South Florida because we usually have plenty of pollen before we have plenty of nectar. And I'm pretty much going to stand by that statement until we see what happens here in a few minutes. Because recently I was sent these pollen patties from Bee Tech, a Chinese made product. I have to say I really admire the way they're packaged. There's a plastic tray. You cut this, you open up the front of it. I guess you slap them face down on top of a regular hive. And of course, I don't do anything regular, so you'll see how I did this. So I decided, okay, well, I'm going to give one of these to the Poppleton hive and see how they reacted to them. 20% real pollen, they said in these, along with your crude protein supplements and everything else. We'll get into that when we go back inside and we pull it up and we'll give you the data. Uh, I just right now, before we lose the light, want to come out here. I gave the bees one of these about 10, no, closer to 2 weeks ago. I just want to see what they've done with it. That's the nice thing about the fact that they were in that nice packaging, was it really wasn't hard to figure out a way to put it in.
Did you give him the whole thing?
I gave them the whole thing.
Well, you could have cut it up or split it in some way, right?
Well, you'll understand in a minute why I gave them the whole thing, because it was easier to give them the whole thing. And all I did it for was just wanted to prove or disprove my own belief that we really, except sometimes to nurse a colony, don't really have a reason to use pollen patties down here. Okay, come on, you. Let's see how this went.
Ah, I see. That's how you did it.
Yeah, I just took a couple of pieces of wire and went into it, and yep, as I suspected, we have so much pollen down here that pollen and honey and all that sort of thing just isn't all that interesting to them. Why would you have a TV dinner when you have access to fresh food all the time? So, as you can see, they have consumed some of it. This was much more ridged out than it is at the moment. That has not attracted any small hive beetles.
It looks like they munched on the bottom a little bit too.
Yeah. Ow!
Yep.
I pinched a bee. Sorry. Yeah, a little bit on the bottom here. They kind of ate from the bottom. I see no signs of activity from small hive beetles or anything. Not that there were many small hive beetles in here. Yeah, just prove my point. This is early spring. We're at what's today? February the 10th. It's been in there, well, since before. It's been in there since the end of January, and they're not show. I mean, they're showing some interest in it, yeah, but they're not showing much interest in it. So, okay, so here are the details, as much as they've given us to us on the website and company is BTech. The product is manufactured in China. The 20% pollen is rape flower, which is also canola. Canola oil comes from rape, and the rape flower produces the pollen. Uh, this box retails for $59.99 on Amazon. It is supposed to have 20% natural pollen along with vegetable protein, honey, sugar, and water. And one of these is a 1 pound block of this is supposed to feed an active colony of bees for about 1 week. Well, we've had this in there for about 10 days. That is a very active colony for a February day. But like I said, this is South Florida. We have all the natural pollen we could possibly want long before the point in time where I put this in there, so it came as no surprise to me that they didn't really go after it very enthusiastically. It simply reinforces my point that unless you are nursing a sick hive or a very young hive, there's really very little reason to ever use pollen patties. I've done a really good homemade pollen patty video, but those little pollen patties that I make are like 4 ounces each, and I don't usually use more than one if I'm doing something with a hive. So that's about it.
But it doesn't say anything about the quality of this product, that the bees weren't really taking it.
And no, it doesn't. It doesn't say anything like that at all. This product might do very well for someone somewhere else where early pollen isn't as available as it is down here. Early pollen is usually defined as maple trees, and maple trees are producing their pollen down here by the second week in January at the latest. This year, I'm pretty sure that I was seeing pollen and flowers on maple trees by December 28th. So the bees have had all the pollen they want. So that's about all I can say about this. This has been Rich, South Florida Beekeeping with Rich. Have a great day, everybody.